Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. We're kicking off with some very, very exciting news. The Hardy Boys are the new NXT Tag Team Champions, which means the Hardy Boys are the TNA Tag Team Champions and the NXT Tag Team Champions. This happened on October 7th at the NXT TNA sort of showdown event that happened on an NXT show, but it was NXT versus TNA, and we saw the Hardy Boys win the NXT Tag Team Championships, which means a couple things. I think, I'm not super familiar with TNA, but I think the Hardy Boys are facing the Dudley Boys one last time at the big TNA show, so you could see the Dudley Boys with a WWE sort of Tag Team Championship, like NXT is part of WWE, or you could see the Hardy Boys continue to be the NXT and TNA Tag Team Champions. And I think this is a larger sort of thing that's going to happen with the Hardy Boys. I think they're going to have their final WrestleMania match this coming WrestleMania at WrestleMania 42, and that's going to be sort of their WWE send-off. And then I think they're going to be in the Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famers, first people inducted into the Hall of Fame, like the head of the class for the 2027 class. Maybe not Saudi Arabia. Maybe it'll be 2028. I don't know who they're going to do for Saudi Arabia, who that sort of Hall of Fame class is going to be, because we know Stephanie McMahon is leading the 2026 class. We know the Hardy Boys are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. They're going to face the Dudley Boys one last time. They may run that back in WWE, but I think there's going to be a big Hardy Boys match this coming WrestleMania, and they're going to sort of retire at some point via WWE, and of course they're going to go into the Hall of Fame as one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And maybe one other note from the NXT versus TNA show. As expected, the Ethan Page Mustafa Ali match was the match of the night. I mean, those two guys can really, really fucking go. Mustafa Ali is incredible. Ethan Page, incredible. They had a great match. Ethan Page retains the championship. I kind of would have loved to see Mustafa Ali win the North American title. I think it would have been cool, but you already have some TNA guys winning NXT titles like the Hardy Boys, and so maybe this will continue. Maybe we'll see more of Mustafa Ali. Maybe we'll see more of the TNA guys. We're definitely going to see the Hardy Boys continually because they're NXT Tag Team Champions, which is a pretty cool thing. They're sort of a WWE branded champion now. So congratulations to the Hardy Boys, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And maybe we'll see them again at WrestleMania for their final WrestleMania match. And then maybe we'll see them in the 2027, 2028 Hall of Fame class, potentially as they're going to wrestle the Dudley Boys one more time. Maybe they'll run that back in WWE. Maybe it'll just be a hodgepodge of the greatest tag teams of all time. We'll have the New Day, we'll have the Usos, we'll have the Hardy Boys, we'll have the Dudleys. Edge and Christian will be back. It'll be everybody. No, I'm just kidding. Edge and Christian will not be back. They're lifers there at AEW because I think they love it and they have a lot of creative control and all that stuff, and that's beautiful. Great for them. But maybe we will see that sort of a fatal four-way match. Maybe it'll be a ladder match at WrestleMania. The New Day, the Usos, the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys. Throw in another team, maybe a new team, maybe another team, maybe do a six-team ladder match. I don't know. That's like 12 people. That'd be freaking crazy. Now I'm just flying by the seat of my pants saying whatever comes to my brain. I don't think that's actually going to happen, but it could be cool. But I do really think that the Hardy Boys are going to get one more match at WrestleMania. They're going to retire as WWE superstars, and they're going to go into the Hall of Fame in the 2027 or 2028 class, and I think that's really, really fucking cool. Then speaking of Hall of Fame, we got John Cena versus Andre the Giant. That's coming up soon for John Cena's very last match. No, just kidding. John Cena was at an expo. He talked about who he was asked who he would face, back in the day, and John Cena said he would love to face Andre the Giant. And now John Cena's very last match is coming up in December, and I think it's going to be against Gunther. I really do think that WWE should pull the trigger on the gauntlet match. That would be amazing. You do the whole second half of the Saturday night's main event show. You have a couple, maybe one or two matches for the first hour of the show. Then the last 60 minutes is John Cena's final match, Gauntlet. You bring out a bunch of different people, and then you have Gunther be the very last guy, and Gunther beats the shit out of him, pins him, retires him. John Cena gives a speech, boom, send off. We never see John Cena again. Then Gunther can use that as a catapult to say, I retired Goldberg, I retired John Cena in the same calendar year. Now I'm going to take down the Beast, Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, he beats him, boom, now we're off to the races, because I don't think Gunther is going to be in the title picture at WrestleMania season this year, because I think we're going to see the World Heavyweight Championship be defended between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. So Gunther, being the star that he is, needs another really, really, really big match to sink his teeth into, because then WrestleMania 43, he will definitely be involved, and I think he's going to have a very long World Heavyweight Championship reign at some point, because eventually we're going to see Gunther versus Roman Reigns, maybe for the title. We're going to see Gunther versus Roman Reigns, Gunther versus Cody Rhodes, more Gunther versus Seth Rollins. All these types of feuds are going to happen. Gunther and Drew McIntyre, I mean, it's all there. But John Cena said he wanted to face Andre the Giant. Who I would want John Cena to face would have been Macho Man Randy Savage. That would have been absolute fire. You imagine those promos between John Cena and Macho Man Randy Savage going back and forth right in the middle of the ring, boom, 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 having just an absolute go at each other. And then the match they would have had at a WrestleMania, just give them 45 minutes, give Macho Man and John Cena 45 minutes for the WWE Championship, and you don't think that would be absolute magic? What about a babyface, John Cena versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat? That would have been sick. What about peak Hulkamania versus sort of peak Super Cena John? That would have been sick. But I do think like John Cena versus Andre the Giant would have been awesome. Not like my first inclination, say that would be the best match that John Cena could have. The best match would have been like John Cena versus Macho Man Randy Savage. Then John Cena babyface versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Then John Cena versus the Ultimate Warrior. Then John Cena versus Hulk Hogan. And then John Cena versus Andre the Giant. Those sort of been my list of like, I think what have been the best matches, best feuds. The Macho Man John Cena promos would have been absolutely fire. Yeah, I'm thinking about John Cena a lot now because his career is winding down. And I think Gunther, who's one of my favorite wrestlers and one of my favorite people, we wrestled a lot together when I was wrestling out in Germany, me and Gunther. And so I have a bias towards him. Maybe I do, because I love him as a person and as a professional wrestler. And it's going to be very exciting to see him retire and be the very last match of my favorite wrestler of all time, John Cena, who I also think is the greatest of all time. But Roman Reigns is creeping up there. Every time I watch Roman Reigns, man, his godlike aura, the vibe shift that happens every single time he walks through the curtain, every single time he comes out, every single time he does anything, the whole arena shifts. Now, if he can do this for 5 to 7 more years, Roman Reigns will go down in history as one of the greatest ever, if not already now, and he will be on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore. Right now, it's John Cena. It could be Roman Reigns. It could be Roman Reigns, just based on his title run that he had, the Bloodline. Are they going to bring back the Bloodline? Is he going to have another, WWE Championship reign? Is it going to be just as long, just as dominant, just as good? What's going to happen there? So many different questions about who's going to overtake John Cena as the greatest of all time, and it could potentially be Roman Reigns as we're witnessing that greatness in real time. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.